What up, bros? Welcome to the All Bros podcast. I am Jonathan.
I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. You know, before I started saying that, I totally had to play that back in my head because I almost forgot it.
Dude, that's what happened to me last week.
And how many episodes are we in now? We're almost in the 60s, aren't we? Or
no, we're in the 70s.
Oh, we're in the 70s. My bad.
I think we're almost at the 80s.
Yeah, I think we are. You think after this many, I'd get it in my head, but apparently not.
I think we're on 79.
Damn.
I don't keep track.
We suck. Anyway, this week on the podcast, we will be skipping Adventures in Hunting with Pops and Blu-rays, and we'll only be talking with one piece of news for Through the Wall, because we have quite a main event to talk about.
Yes, we do.
We will be... Caleb didn't change it on the agenda thing.
I know, shut up. This is episode 80.
Oh, hell yeah. Sweet. We will be doing a Marvel fight showdown. Is that what we're going to call it?
So it's Marvel movie battles.
Okay.
Or Marvel movie fights.
I think Marvel movie battles sounds better.
Marvel movie battles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Has a nice, it kind of rolls off the tongue better.
It does.
So that's what we'll be doing for our main event. And holy shit, there's a lot of fights. So this is going to take us a little bit. So that's why we're skipping over everything else. So... yeah, what do you say we get started?
Let's do it.
All right, so really quickly, I just want to do this in case anybody wants to know. This week with Blu-rays, The Secret Life of Pets 2 and Rocket Man will be coming out. So if any of you are interested in buying those, you can look forward to those on Tuesday.
You haven't seen Rocket Man yet, have you?
I haven't. And I haven't seen The Secret Life of Pets 2 either.
I haven't either, and I'm not really interested in it.
I'll wait till it's like $10 and then I'll buy it. Because I'm still interested in seeing it because I did enjoy the first one.
Yeah.
Alright. Hey, as long as it's better than Minions, that's all I ask.
That's not a high bar, Rose.
That's true.
That's like the lowest bar you can set.
That's true, because that is Illumination's worst. Well, wait, no. Which one's worse, that or the Lorax?
Shit. Why'd you have to bring that one up?
Sorry.
I don't know. They're like equal in my eyes.
Yeah.
They're equally bad.
They really are.
Like, that's a bar you just could not get under.
I mean, you never know. They might top it with the next Dr. Seuss movie.
Oh, good lord.
But I actually liked The Grinch, so I'm interested to see what they do next.
DreamWorks is like hit and miss.
This is Illumination.
Illumination. Balls!
Come on, man.
Whatever. Screw you. Give me that just look of displeasure.
Yep. Always. Alright, anyway, let's move on to Through the Wall. I almost said this week's sneak peeks. Where one of the saddest news in a while we got this week. It is said that Sony and Disney will be ending their contract to have Spider-Man in the MCU. And I know everyone wants to blame Sony, but looking at it at a business standpoint, you can't blame them completely. As a fan, I hate them.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
they're taking away Spider-Man being with all these other Marvel characters. But from a business standpoint, I can't hate them. I mean, yeah, Marvel does like so much when it comes to the character of Spider-Man. They're doing so much for Sony, but I feel like Marvel kind of like jumped way too into this deal that they wanted to happen. So, I mean, have they said that like there's no like negotiating? Like,
I don't know if they said there's no negotiating. It's just that the deal that they want is not a good one.
Yeah.
It's like screwing Sony out of a shit ton of money.
Well, yeah, because
like, so it's like they wanted like a 50-50 deal with the movies. So Sony forks over half, Disney forks over half.
Yeah. It's literally 50-50 with everything now. That's what Marvel wants.
But it's not with everything.
Oh, I thought
because
it was.
Disney is holding out on like all the merchandising.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
So Disney gets all of that. Disney gets all the money from the theme park attraction, which I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Yeah, now
because like Marvel Land is coming out, and their main attraction was a Spider-Man ride.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, oops. So yeah, like Disney is seriously screwing Sony, or trying to screw Sony out of a lot of money, and Sony is just not having it because Spider-Man is Sony's only franchise, and it's their most successful franchise.
Like I didn't even know, because I didn't know how far how much Sony owns Spider-Man. That like I just found out a couple days ago from Grace Randolph and Beyond the Trailer, the video that I shared with Caleb, that even in the comics, if they want to make a huge change to the character of Spider-Man, they have to ask Sony for permission. Like, Sony literally owns Spider-Man. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, because Marvel got desperate and needed to sell
this was when Marvel was basically bankrupt, right?
Yeah, pretty sure that was when Marvel was bankrupt, and then Sony's just like, yeah, we'll take care of him. And they did.
Yeah.
Like, they've said if you adjust for inflation, the first two Spider-Man films would be in the $1 billion club.
Oh, yeah, hands down.
Yeah, and they're great. So Spider-Man 3, it didn't do amazing. But it wasn't like super terrible.
It's not no Amazing Spider-Man 2. Well, okay, I don't hate the Amazing Spider-Man 2, that's the thing.
I don't either. I feel it was like really fun. I felt it was like definitely a more accurate Spider-Man.
Which one? Spider-Man 3 or Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
I feel like we just got more and more like what we thought Spider-Man should be.
Yeah.
And now we're like on Tom Holland, and he's like the perfect Spider-Man.
Oh, I just love him so much.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. Like, did you see like the huge headline that was going around? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. That, oh my goodness, Tom Holland unfollowed Sony on Instagram. I'm like, seriously, this makes headlining news?
Did he really?
Yeah, he really did unfollow Sony on Instagram.
I wonder why.
I think it was Instagram. It might have been Twitter. It was one of those.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I wonder why he did that.
But still, like, does that really need to make a headline?
No, we need more info on this damn Spider-Man deal.
Exactly.
Like, we need to be like, Mike's in that room.
Yes.
So, yeah, from a business perspective, I don't understand business all that well. Like, I know it enough to know that Sony was going to get screwed.
Yeah.
And Disney was kind of at fault. And it's kind of Disney's fault for letting Marvel make Spider-Man such a big deal.
I mean, but at the same time, you can't hate Disney as well, because, like, literally, they're kind of... I know Sony's giving a lot, but, like, Marvel is kind of, like... Disney's kind of, like, almost in a way, when it comes to this Spider-Man, they're literally doing it all.
Not all of it.
Well,
so, did you hear that, or you saw that Tom Holland was Sony's pick?
Oh, yeah, that's
true. Marvel and Disney did not pick Tom Holland.
Who were they going to go with? Dylan O'Brien, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Sony, for having... for that, I am grateful that they got the final pick.
Yeah. So, Sony doesn't do bad shit. They've proven that they can release good Spider-Man content with the Spider-Man PS4 game and with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they just didn't know what to do with Spider-Man for a while.
Yeah.
And I feel like they know where to take him. I think they've seen this is what the fans want.
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to do.
I just don't know how they're going to explain, like, oh, guess what? He can't, like, be hanging out with, like, Captain Marvel or, Thor or, like any of those guys anymore. Like, how are they going to make it be like, oh, like he's out of the... I don't know. I'm interested to see how they're going to make that make sense.
Yeah, I don't know if it ever will. But we've also seen, like, Disney or Sony has a lot more freedom to release Spider-Man content now.
That's a good point.
I mean, if this deal continues to go forward, I mean, is it confirmed? Like,
I mean, Sony has released a lot of statements saying, like, oh, we're very sorry that our partnership can't go forward anymore. We appreciate everything that Disney and Kevin Feige has done for us. I mean,
I'm feeling power play.
I am too.
I'm definitely feeling Sony's like flexing and making Disney real nervous.
I mean, people. I think Grace Ranoff pointed out that like maybe they're gonna pull a whole James Gunn, where like they like maybe like stretch it out a little bit and then bam, oh no, we've come to an agreement. Spidey's still in the MCU.
I hope they do. I honestly do, but I would like to see more Tom Holland, and I know we would get more Tom Holland if he goes back over to Sony. Is
he like officially contracted for 2 more films? Like it's in his contract?
I think it's in his contract.
Okay. Because I'm like scared after, like, if that is the case, I'm scared that after these 2 films, like if Sony like really like pisses him off enough, I'm afraid he's gonna walk away from the role.
It's Spider-Man.
I know.
And with how big of a fan of Spider-Man he is,
that's true.
I highly doubt there's.
I mean, but like when I agree, but like I don't think Sony would do this. But like when a studio doesn't want to work with you,
we should go. We should split ticket prices for Fan X this year, and go ask Tom Holland ourselves.
Yes, let's do it.
It's like, hey, hold up, we're not here for the picture. We need to talk to you.
Got one question. You're contracted for 2 more Spider films. Please, for the love of everything that is good in this world, because there's not that much left. Please tell me. Please tell me you're still going to be Spider-Man until you can't walk, because you said that. Please. I already lost Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. I can't lose you too.
Oh, shit.
Have you seen some of the memes, though, with this? Like, they are so damn funny. Like, I think one of my favorite ones is, damn, Mysterio revealed his Spider-Man's identity so freaking hard that he knocked him out of the MCU.
Dude, my favorite's the one that Victor sent us. From Crash and Taz's Movie Cellar. He sent us one where it was Iron Man talking to Cap.
Oh yeah,
but it was Marvel Studios over his face. He said, "I lost the kid."
Or one is it says Sony decides to pull Spider-Man from the MCU and has that scene with Nick Fury from the first one. I realize the council has made a decision, but considering it's a stupid ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
Yeah, I hope this is just bullshit. I hope
I hope so too, but
like there's good on both sides.
Yeah,
if he stays in the MCU, we get more team ups, I'm hoping. If he doesn't, we just get more Spider-Man and more Tom Holland, hopefully. We get to see him in Venom. We can see him in Morbius.
That's true.
Like, we can see him in his own films. He's not restricted.
Yeah.
I feel like I think he was supposed to make a cameo in Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's what
didn't or couldn't because he was doing Infinity War Endgame shit.
Damn. There was actually talks of like having a scene where it was Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire all together in one scene in Spider-Verse.
Oh, I would have shit myself.
I know, right? Like, that would have been the happiest moment of my life.
Oh, that would have been freaking amazing.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, I would definitely have to agree with you. It'd be awesome to be able to see that much more Spider-Man, because there's not even a Spider-Man movie in Phase 4.
Yeah, I think I wonder if that's why we didn't.
Like, they just knew.
I think they knew shit was going down.
Oh, shit.
If not, it's kind of... you kind of see Sony's point. I think they just kind of wanted Spider-Man to be included in something.
Yeah.
With, like, each of these phases. And he just wasn't in this one.
Yeah.
And it could have been because they were already talking about this. Or it could have been that's just how Kevin Feige planned it out. Or what, but...
The world may never know.
Yep. The world may never know. Dude, you know what'd be freaking badass? Like, that you just brought up? What, like, you know, like the origin stories that they did with the different Spider-Men?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that comic book thing?
Yeah.
What if... I want them to, like, animate one of those for Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool.
Right?
That
would be awesome!
Yeah, that'd be pretty great.
Anyway.
Alright, sorry. Do you have anything else you'd like to say on the subject, Caleb?
No. I'm probably going to cry into my pillow later tonight, thinking that Spider-Man's leaving the MCU, but other than that, I think that's all I have to say.
I'll fully admit I watched Spider-Man Homecoming last night, just in honor.
Yeah, I watched Endgame last night, and I cried again. Dude, 4 for 4. Like, no movie has made me cry more than twice.
I still cry every single time I watch Toy Story 3.
Yeah, so Toy Story 3 got me once. Notebook has gotten me twice, but it hasn't gotten me like a third time, and I've watched it like a lot.
What about Up?
Up actually hasn't gotten me at all.
Do you even have a soul?
I am starting to doubt it. But yeah, Endgame, 4 for 4.
I haven't watched it a fourth time yet, but I'm sure I'm going to be the same way.
Dude, it's rough. Like, Brielle was trying to talk to me, and I was like, shh.
I've already seen it 3 times. Doesn't matter.
I'm absorbing this movie. Dude, I was still getting chills at, like, everything.
I know.
Like, with Cap grabbing the hammer, I freaking chills. Oh.
So
and there's just something about watching it at home, too. Like, I feel like I could be more emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah. I still don't think it beats seeing NXT. That was quite an event. Seeing NXT. That was amazing. Yeah. I feel we should try to see every Marvel movie from now on NXT.
Yeah. We got spoiled.
Yeah, a little bit. All right. What do you say we move on to our main event of the evening? I was going for this week's sneak peeks, but I forgot we're not doing that. You got to cut me some slack. We're skipping ahead here.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, let's do it.
Time for the main event. It's main event time. Let's play a game.
Alright, so with our main event of the evening, we will be doing a Marvel Battle Breakdown. Is that what we're calling it?
Showdown.
Showdown. Sorry. Marvel Battle Showdown. Wasn't there a different name that you called it?
I said the movie, or the Marvel movie Battle, or the Marvel movie Battle Showdown. Or the what did I say? The Marvel movie Fights?
No, it had Battle, but I swear it had a better ring to it.
Yeah, I said
maybe Marvel. It was Marvel Movie Battles. My bad.
Marvel Movie Battles.
I thought it had a cooler ring to it. Not that that's not cool. I just thought it had a cooler ring.
Yeah.
Before we begin officially, we posted a question of the week, and we got a response from one of our bros. So the question of the week that we posted was, let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. What is your favorite fight in a Marvel movie and why? And so we actually got a response.
Hell yeah, we did.
Yeah. So, Ronin Geek News? Right?
Ronin Geek News?
Yes, I believe that, right? Ronin Geek News?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. They said the first showdown with Black Widow, Cap, and Winter Soldier, and if it even counts, the Nick Fury chase in Captain America 2 and the elevator fight in Captain America 2, all around the best action in my opinion.
Dude, that's actually a pretty good one.
That is really good. That is really, really good.
Yeah, we're not throwing that one into our showdown list because that's technically not a one-on-one fight.
Yeah.
I was mainly focusing on like one-on-one when we were making the selections.
Yeah, but still, no, that's a really good choice.
That is a damn good choice.
Very, very good choice. And thank you
like,
for
we
responding.
Also done, like, I know we didn't throw it in, but Black Widow and Captain America versus the Winter Soldier. Well, they didn't really fight them together. It was just more one of them fought him, and then
that's true.
But dude, Black Widow fighting Winter Soldier was crazy,
right? Oh.
And then what was the other one? The Nick Fury
car chase.
The car chase?
Yeah.
Oh, that was insane.
That really was. I was watching Winter Soldier like walk out of the dust and he shoots the bomb under Nick Fury's SUV. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I want to know what the hell that laser was, dude.
Right?
That's like some lightsaber Jedi shit.
Yeah, seriously though. I mean, they are both owned by Disney now, so
true that.
Yeah, they can do that.
Yeah, so cool.
So yeah, thank you, Ronin Geek News, for the response. Great answer. So yeah, let's move on to the main event. All right, so I'm gonna let you take it away because you have it all.
Yep. Okay, so with this Marvel movie battles, or with these battles, I chose as one-on-one as possible, and these are just the one-on-one fights between two of our heroes or villains, or heroes and villains, whatever the case may be. As one-on-one as you could possibly get, and we're going to rank these, and I think the criteria should be epicness, whichever one was more epic.
I agree.
Okay, and so I have these in no specific order, so I'm just going to grab the first one that I see, and it is Spider-Man versus the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming.
It's a badass fight. Top for me.
It is a badass fight, and I loved the lead into this fight. Just the chat with Vulture, and then the wings just come out of nowhere.
That was fantastic.
Hell yeah. And then it led to one of the most powerful scenes I feel we've gotten from Spider-Man. When he's has to lift up that building off of him.
Yeah, and just watching him try to save the Vulture, that was... It was heart-wrenching, because you never thought Spider-Man would actually... I mean, you've seen it in the comics, but, not so soon in the MCU that he'd be actually trying to save guy that tried to kill him.
Yep. What I really liked about this fight was just how the wings were just tearing down this building. And Spider-Man just is avoiding.
Yeah.
And then, when it actually gets to, the battle at the very end, you get to see Spider-Man in his most basic form, just web shooters, no special webs or anything.
I was actually okay that in the final fight he had his homemade suit on. I don't know, I think it worked actually better.
I think it did too. Yeah, there's just something about seeing Spider-Man just have the basic stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't have any crazy webbing. It just the straight line shot, and he was able to use that to beat Vulture, and it was epic.
Did you? Because I remember we saw this in theaters together. The part where Vulture has his wings, flying all around, and Peter's like, "What? Those things haven't even touched me." He's like, "That's the thing, Pete. Wasn't really aiming for you," and it all collapsed. Were you like, "Oh shit"? Did you get that way too?
Dude, I thought the exact same. I was on Spider-Man's team the entire time with that.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he said I wasn't aiming for you, I was just like, well, why the heck? He took out all the support structure. And then I was like 100% Team Vulture.
Like, watching it again now, you're like, how did I not pick up on that? Like, seriously.
I know. How did Spider-Man not pick up
Yeah,
on
right?
that?
Well, I mean, when like, wings are chasing you, you're not going to look back and see what's getting destroyed.
Yeah.
So.
But,
that was
such a great line.
Yeah.
And just a great lead-in to, or just, it wasn't a lead-in. It was just a great scene to have at the end of this, like, little fight.
Yeah.
Because it was like that little tiny fight. It was just many fights throughout the movie. And then that main one at the end where shit just went down hard.
Yeah.
So I think that one's a really good like baseline.
I
Because
agree.
all these fight, like there's not a single bad fight I feel in these.
Some are better than others, but yeah, I'd agree with you.
Yeah, but like none of these are like terrible fights. Like,
yeah.
definitely some better than others, but yeah.
CGI kills one for me.
Okay. The next random one I is the Fan 4 Stick versus Dr. Doom. This was like I feel like this was a very exciting fight.
Yeah. I mean, probably better than the rest of the movie.
It was definitely better than the rest of like this is the highlight of the movie.
Yeah.
But it also wasn't like the top-notch fight.
No.
Because it didn't feel like Mr. Fantastic was very fantastic.
Let's literally Mr. Fantastic throughout the whole movie, all he did was just go like reach out his arms. It was never like anything really different.
Yeah. I feel like we got a more
because he's my favorite Fantastic Four member.
Yeah, I think we got a better representation from him from the original Fantastic Four.
Absolutely.
Which I don't know where it is, but the Fantastic Four versus Dr. Doom is in here. Okay. So I split it between the Fan 4 Stick and the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
So where do you think it sits compared to the fight with Vulture?
Let me see. Can I push it off the table?
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't.
It just wasn't like a great fight. It was just very quick.
I mean, and it was kind of cool watching the thing say it's clobbering time.
Clobbering,
sorry.
Clobbering.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know English today. But I hate how Dr. Doom looked in this movie.
Yeah.
Literally every character. Well, no, not every character. It was mostly Dr. Doom. I hated how Dr. Doom looked.
Yeah. But we're not judging this off of that. We're judging this off the fight.
Okay, so pretty cool fight.
Yeah. It was the highlight of the movie, definitely, but very quick paced.
Yes.
And it just felt like a lot like their powers were neutered a little bit.
Yeah, they were.
So,
That's because they barely gave any time in the movie for them to establish their powers.
Yeah, true that. They just skipped until they knew them.
Yeah.
Which was really dumb. All right, next we got Iron Man versus Thanos from Infinity War.
Ooh.
Yeah, this fight was badass.
And especially had some amazing lines, too.
It did. And then it ended with what we thought was going to be the end of Iron Man.
Yeah. Because, yeah, right when Thanos says, I hope they remember you, I'm like, oh, shit.
I really liked how we got to see like the full extent of what Iron Man's suit could do in this.
Yes.
And it wasn't like super like choppy either.
No.
Like all of this was freaking amazing.
Like just the fact that like Thanos literally throws a moon at him. It's like, damn.
Yeah. And that's like this isn't even including like the fight with everyone else.
No.
Like the fight with everyone else was awesome, but we're not judging that one. This is the one.
Yeah, this is just Iron Man versus Thanos.
Yeah, like I didn't write it down, but I feel like we could have also done Doctor Strange versus Thanos, but that fight wasn't super long.
It wasn't.
Not as long as this one.
Yeah.
So I really liked this one.
I did.
I liked it a little bit better than Sandman versus or Spidey versus Vulture, though.
I had to give you that. I did too.
Okay. Next we got the Spidey versus the other Green Goblin from The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
This fight was a little for me.
Yeah, it was literally I think it was a very bad idea to establish Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin in this movie. They should have waited for it.
Why? Tom Holland came and freaking rescued us.
I know, but if they were planning on, if they would have gotten the money return that they wanted to, and they were to continue with their Sinister Six.
Yeah. This fight was very bland. It was a lot of just not really fighting. It was just more subduing.
Yeah, I mean I don't know, I really can't think of any shots that are really cool. I mean, literally
all the shots that I thought were really cool were with Gwen.
Yeah. I mean, and in the setting that this fight is in, the coolest shots are when Spider-Man's fighting Electro.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and literally this fight is just a lead up to, spoiler alert, Gwen's death.
Yeah, it there's nothing special about it, and then he just kind of gets knocked out.
Yeah, what the hell?
It's kind of a really lame ending.
Yeah. Oh, it's very lame.
So, I think we can both agree it's below Spidey and Vulture.
Oh yeah.
Is it below Fan4stick though?
What do you think?
I feel Fan4stick was a little bit more exciting.
It was.
Than this one. This one was just kind of... It was more just a panicky fight.
Yeah.
This was Fan4stick was more of an epic fight. So, below?
Yeah. As much as it pains me to say.
All right. Next, we got Daredevil versus Bullseye from Daredevil. The movie. We didn't include any of the shows.
Colin Farrell. Gotta love him.
Can you say overacting?
I mean, you could say that with a lot of the... Well, no, not a lot. I only got a couple. The one I want to say it the most about isn't even included on this list.
Which one?
Paul Giamatti as the Rhino.
Oh, good.
Because no one told him it wasn't a comic book. There's a difference, bud.
This fight, I feel, was it was cool.
It was.
A lot of the shots that they got, the slow motion shots, the way that Bullseye was able to, distract with, the loud noises. I really liked that. And the reason I chose this one over the fight that he had with Kingpin was because, the Kingpin one was just a lot of talking.
That's true, it was.
This was, the most action-driven.
Yeah, this was, hand-to-hand combat.
I think with, technical work, I really liked this fight.
I would agree.
The movie, The fight, though, was awesome.
Yeah.
The choreography was just sweet.
It definitely does save the movie somewhat.
It does. A lot of these fights, these are the highlights of the movie.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Typically. Sometimes it's not. I mean, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But I really like this fight. I don't quite know if I like it better than Spider-Man versus Vulture.
I don't.
Really?
Yeah, sorry.
Ah.
I'll put it below it. But yeah, sorry, it's not better than Spider-Man versus Vulture.
Fine, asshole. Alright, next. Let's see. Let's do this one. Wolverine versus Sabretooth in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
I thought we were never to speak about that movie.
Well, we are. This fight was badass.
It was a badass fight. But not going to say anything about the movie. Let's just talk about the fight.
The choreography with this one was freaking great.
Yeah, it was.
I really liked how they were fighting on that, whatever you call that, the radioactive tower.
Sure, yeah, let's go with that.
Basically
what it is.
I feel like it could have gone on for a lot longer, but it got interrupted with quote unquote Deadpool.
Should we just refer to him as Wade Wilson?
Yeah, let's just do Wade Wilson.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, but they had, like, a lot of different fights throughout.
They did.
So I think we can talk about each of those, too.
Okay.
Because I really like the one right before he got the adamantium claws, when he fought Victor, or Sabretooth, in the bar.
That was a really cool scene.
And then he gets his bone claws broken, like, oh, shit.
I got, like, goosebumps from, like, how bad that must have hurt.
I know, dude, me too.
Like, damn, how?
Dude, I think I made, like, a audible, like, huh, when that scene happened. I was just like, oh my hell. Like, every bone in my body hurt.
Yeah. Same, like,
this one was like super cool.
Yeah, it was.
Very reliant on wires.
Okay, what year did this come out?
I have no idea.
Okay. I feel like looking back at like kind of like old superhero movies, like when it comes to like Blade and like Daredevil and stuff, it feels like when it came to like huge fights, they definitely relied on wires a lot.
They did,
at least with Blade, it seemed.
Yeah, definitely with
like,
Blade, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
With this one, like they did rely on it a little bit, but it wasn't super. Like, I feel like the choreography was a little bit below Daredevil.
I mean, it definitely still looked fluid, I feel.
Yeah, it did, for sure. But I still put it below Daredevil.
I would too. I definitely would as well.
Above Fan Four Stick, though?
Yeah, just because it really was a cool fight.
It was. And I feel like this one had like a lot of just personal shit behind it, and that always makes for just a better fight.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, since we were talking about it, Blade versus Deacon Frost. So this is from the first Blade movie.
The CGI heavy fight.
Oh, real CGI heavy.
Like I was telling Caleb, if it weren't for the whole when his like body splits and you see all of his guts and like his hand growing back, like this fight is freaking awesome. The sword fighting in this fight is amazing. But just how bad that CGI does not age well. Almost like, ooh, it kills it.
Does it like really kill the scene for you that much? Because I feel the choreography itself makes up for
it. Does. I mean, out of like all the out of all the three Blade movies, this is This is like jumping ahead. This is my favorite fight out of all three. But okay, yeah, I'll give you that. The choreography does definitely save it.
I feel like the choreography in Blade itself. I mean, because a lot of his fight scenes are when he's taking on a shit ton of vampires.
True.
So I feel like with the main fight, I feel like they kind of earned the right to go a little CGI heavy.
Yeah.
And even though it looks bad, the choreography is still great.
Could have worked a little better on the one-liners, though.
Definitely could have worked better on the one-liners. So
is it above Daredevil and Bullseye?
I kind of want to say yes.
I definitely agree. But is it better than Spider-Man versus Vulture?
I don't think it's quite there. I think there is a Blade fight that is above that, though. And we'll get into it.
All right, we gonna fight, boy. We gonna fight.
Dude, like, I don't know. Like, just like I said, the choreography itself is just incredible. The stuff that we saw in this fight, we didn't get to see as much in Spider-Man versus fighting the Vulture. Well, okay. We got a lot of like the webbing stuff.
Yeah, but I feel it's like two different kind of like fighting styles, so you can't expect what they do in Blade to do what they do in Spider-Man.
I know, but I feel like we got a lot more of like this what Spider-Man would fight like in Civil War than we did in Homecoming.
Yeah, but I mean, with that, he actually, I feel like, like he had like stuff to actually like use to his advantage with like swinging on or throwing. they were fighting on the beach. He literally didn't have anything to grapple onto and, like, throw it in Vulture's face.
True.
Just trying to save Spider-Man.
It can't stay on top forever.
I know one fight that beats it, but it's also Spider-Man as well.
I know multiple fights on this list that beat it.
Yeah, okay. But
like, this is why that one's our baseline, because
Yeah.
it's supposed to end up in the middle.
Okay, alright. So
So with this fight,
I feel it should go right there between Spider-Man and Vulture and Bullseye and Daredevil.
that's where we differ, because I feel choreography alone, it puts it above Spider-Man and Vulture.
I can't agree with you there, man. Sorry.
Rock, paper, scissors for it?
Deal.
All right.
Okay. Damn it!
Yes!
I hate you.
Oh, shit, I put it below.
Should have gone with paper. Really should have. You suck.
All right, next we got Iron Man versus Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3.
So, the Mandarin in
The
this movie?
Mandarin.
In this movie?
Yeah, we're getting the real Mandarin in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the Mandarin.
From what I remember, this fight was kind of forgettable. Not forgivable.
Yeah, forgivable. Yeah, I feel like the best part of this whole fight scene was like all the suits coming in.
Yeah,
but
that was awesome.
That wasn't even fighting the Mandarin.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even remember. Oh, I think I remember him getting blown up by one of the suits. That's Tony sicked on him. And he's like self-destruct.
Oh, yeah.
And then blew it up.
And then Pepper comes in after that, right?
Yeah, and freaking like wrecks this one suit.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't a very memorable fight.
Like, honestly, I think the fight in Iron Man 2 was kind of more memorable.
I agree. So I definitely put this below Wolverine and Sabretooth.
I would too.
Because I think I remember that one a lot better.
Yeah. Actually, I feel I remember the one in Iron Man 3 more, but I do definitely agree that the Wolverine versus Sabretooth was a lot cooler.
Yeah. Is it below Fanforstic, though?
No.
No?
Well,
because I feel it's just barely above Spidey versus the other Goblin.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, actually. I hate you.
Hey, this is why this is like an interesting one. Like,
Yeah.
There's some of these, like, if we were doing movies, like, this would be a completely different story. But we
That's
have already done the movies.
That's true.
So this is why the fights are more interesting, because there could be a really shitty movie, but a really great fight.
Very good point. Very good
Like,
point.
Blade is definitely not better than Spider-Man Homecoming.
No.
But the fight totally is.
Well, you think it is because you wanted rock, paper, scissors.
Like, how much below it is it for you?
Like
significant-
barely a notch.
Barely?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it's like super above.
Well, that's where you're wrong.
All right, let's see. We haven't done one with Thor yet.
Ooh.
All right, Thor versus Hela in Thor Ragnarok.
This fight was badass.
Oh my gosh. This was freaking awesome.
Especially when she ripped out his eye.
I thought she cut it out.
Oh yeah, she cut it out, sorry. Same thing, she took out his eye.
Yeah, this fight was freaking incredible. Is it above Iron Man versus Thanos?
I don't know.
I kind of want to say yes. Because I feel just...
It was definitely
it's all
a lot
choreography with me. I'm like super into like the fight choreography.
Yeah.
Which Iron Man versus Thanos had a lot of really good choreography.
Did.
But there's just something about like a Viking battle that's freaking badass.
I feel this, the Thanos versus Iron Man kind of had more like, a lot more of a, what's the word? It's kind of like more of an emotional fight, whereas the Hela versus Thor was like, both of them want to kill each other. Well, wait. Well, okay, that was kind of the same thing with Thanos and Iron Man.
Well, I think Thanos and Iron Man, Iron Man, I think he was just trying to stay alive and keep Thanos down.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think there was just something with this fight with Hela where it was just they are trying to murder each other.
Yeah.
And there's just something about those kinds of fights that are just oh. So what do you think?
I think it goes above it.
I do too.
That's why I wish that we could get more horror movie versus films like Freddy versus Jason, because you could tell they both just wanted to kill each other. So I'd love to see more of those.
Yeah.
Too bad we probably won't see another one.
So let's see, who haven't we done yet? All right, let's do one of my favorites. Not favorite fights, but characters. Hulk versus the Absorbing Man in Hulk. This is a very forgettable fight. Very forgettable.
It's very low.
It is. I will 100% agree with you on that.
Is it lower than Spider-Man versus the New Goblin?
I'd say it is. Sadly.
I would too.
This fight was just so hard to follow.
Right? I feel that whole movie is hard to follow.
It is. It is it holds a soft spot in my heart.
Well, it's because, you love the Hulk.
I do. And it was my first introduction to the Hulk.
Okay, so I respect that.
Yeah, so that's why I have a soft spot. But that fight, I didn't know what was going on back when I first saw it. I didn't know what was going on the last time I watched it, which was I think last year.
You know what you should do? You should buy it on 4K and see if that helps at all. See if the 4K maybe helps you to be able to understand this.
It probably won't. Oh, shit. Yeah, I said, I couldn't even talk about this fight because I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
I couldn't even explain what Hulk's dad's powers were until someone said, "Oh, that's the Absorbing Man." Because I was just "Oh, he can put his hand through a desk."
Ooh.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought too.
At least with the Incredible Hulk, we got a badass fight between Hulk and Abomination.
True that. Let's go Doctor Strange versus Caecilius. The acid trip of a freaking lifetime.
Seriously though, dude. As much as Caecilius, right?
Yeah.
As much as he was a very forgettable villain, in my opinion, this fight was awesome.
This fight was incredible. I liked it better than Spider-Man versus Vulture. Because I just loved how trippy it was.
Rock, paper, scissors for it.
Serious?
Yeah.
You don't think it was better than Spider-Man versus Vulture?
No, sorry, man.
All right, sure. I'll rock, paper, scissors.
I'm glad that we decided this. This actually works.
Damn it. All right, I guess it's going below Spider-Man versus Vulture. All right, next. Have we done a Captain America one yet?
We haven't.
Okay. Let's do his first fight with Red Skull.
It's my least favorite out of the Captain America fights.
Same here. It's still a great fight.
It is. Is it better than Daredevil versus Bullseye?
I say no. And the reason I say no is because there wasn't really much throwing of fists.
No.
It was a lot of Red Skull shooting and talking.
Yeah. And Cap throwing a shield at him.
Yeah. So, the few punches that were thrown were pretty cool. And, we have to take into account the fight before.
Yes.
Before he got his, round shield and everything. I felt just the power of Red Skull punching a freaking dent into his shield was awesome.
That was badass.
I don't know. Red Skull isn't very much of a physical threat, but in that moment, he felt like a very physical threat.
He did. Absolutely.
So, yeah, with this fight, it wasn't super great. I definitely say it's above Daredevil and Bullseye.
Okay.
I think it is, or not above, below,
below.
Daredevil and Bullseye.
Okay.
I dare say Fan Four Stick is actually better than this fight.
I think I'd actually have to agree with you.
I don't think it was as bad as the Mandarin fight with Iron Man.
No, it was not.
So above that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next, let's do another one. Ghost Rider versus Blackheart from Ghost Rider. This was a very cool fight.
It was. It definitely was.
It was a lot of shit that we haven't seen. It was a lot of like demonic fighting and just like hellfire and all that. And I felt that was really cool. I liked how he was able to like light shit on fire and then use that to throw.
That was badass. That'd be so cool if we get Ghost Rider in the MCU.
Dude, that'd be freaking sweet. We got him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's true, and I heard he was really good in that.
He was really good. That wasn't the Ghost Rider that we know, but you did get like a cameo from the Ghost Rider we know. No. Oh shit! I forgot his name.
Can you imagine?
Johnny Blaze.
Oh, okay.
You get like a cameo from Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider.
Can you imagine though if Nicolas Cage came back as Johnny Blaze for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I like Ghost Rider too much to want that.
Fair.
I think Ghost Rider's top 5.
Okay.
No, he's not. He's definitely top 10. But my top 5 is very...
Okay, wait.
very
favorite
hard.
Marvel superheroes or like favorite superheroes in general?
Superheroes in general.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah, I love Ghost Rider.
He's a great superhero. Or no, he's more like kind of like an anti-superhero.
Yeah. He's kind of like in the same shtick as Punisher.
Yes. Absolutely.
Which Punisher is totally in my top 5. So this fight with Ghost Rider. Or with... versus Blackheart. What did you think about it?
I mean, I thought... it is a very cool fight, but like, you know, like running through like all of like the Marvel fights that I remember the most, it's definitely not one of them.
Yeah, it's not a very... I think I remember this fight, like I could walk through this fight a lot easier than I could Captain America and Red Skull.
I feel I could too as well.
But I don't know if it's as like epic as the Fan Four Stick.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, so middle?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I really liked the penance stare with this fight once he got all the souls. Because that was like his whole thing. He wanted this contract and it promised a bunch of souls.
Yeah.
And so he absorbs all of them and then the penance stare just burns all those souls for eternity. And it's apparently the penance stare is supposed to burn guilt.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, at least that's I read that somewhere. So I don't know if it's like gospel truth, but I do know that Ghost Rider's penance stare burns the souls of guilty people.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work on Punisher.
Okay.
So I think that's why they say it only burns the souls of the guilty.
Oh.
Because Punisher doesn't have a conscience.
Yeah. That's true, it doesn't.
Alright, we got like a shit ton of Spidey ones, so let's knock one of these ones out.
I'm okay with that, though.
Spider-Man versus the Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man.
I'm trying to think if this is like the most forgettable Spider-Man fight.
I think it is.
Yeah, because you really can't count Rhino as a fight. It's not a fight.
Well, actually, I don't think this is quite as forgettable as this fight with the Green Goblin.
Yeah, it's true. It's not.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I think it's definitely above that. But I kind of want to put it below Iron Man fighting the Mandarin.
I honestly would.
Because I don't remember how this fight went at all.
I
remember
they fought in the high school. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I remember the fight in the high school. That was like the Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's literally the biggest thing that I remember is the funny Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Lizard, his character design was terrible.
I hated that. The actor they picked to play him was really good.
Oh, absolutely.
But
I loved the actor.
Yeah, but yeah, the design looked awful. Whoever thought it was a good idea not giving him a
snout
was a very awful decision.
Sure was. All right. Black Panther versus Killmonger. This was a very choreograph heavy fight, and I loved it.
Very CGI heavy fight as well.
Very CGI heavy. But was it just the suits that were CGI?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so if it was just the suits, I can let that slide.
I can too, because like you said, it really is a badass fight. I love this fight.
Yeah, I love the martial arts stuff. Like, I'm kind of bummed out that we weren't doing shows in this. I mean, we very well could have, but this would have gone on forever.
True.
So but this one is like definitely one of the ones that sticks out, like choreography wise.
I completely agree.
I kind of put it in the same field as Daredevil versus Bullseye.
I would agree with you there.
Is it better than Doctor Strange versus Caecilius?
Considering how cool that fight is, I don't know.
That one was more magic stuff.
Okay, yeah, it really wasn't hands-on.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not like we're comparing hand-to-hand versus magic, though.
True.
It's more the physical threat is there, and I feel like Killmonger definitely felt like a bigger physical threat than Caecilius ever did.
I would agree with you there.
Spider-Man versus Vulture?
I'm sorry, I still think that was a better fight.
Serious?
Yeah.
Alright, since you gave me Blade, I'll give you that one.
Okay, thank you. You're so sweet.
Okay, we still got like a shit ton to do. I think we're like halfway through now.
Yeah, we're about halfway.
Alright, let's get another Iron Man one. So, this is Iron Man's very first fight. Iron Man versus the Ironmonger.
Kind of forgettable.
I don't know. I actually really like this fight. I think it kind of showed off a lot of Tony Stark's personality. Like, talking about like the things that he's learned, the way that he's adapted to certain things. And I don't know. I just liked how this fight, it was like, the Ironmonger was a very like physical threat, like very like hands-on punching. Iron Man was very like repulsor. Like, he was trying to fight differently, and I really liked that. I like when two very different styled fighters fight.
All right, yeah, I'll give you that. I did really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's why I really like whenever Spider-Man faces off against someone, because his fighting style is very different than most of the people that he fights.
Oh, absolutely.
And it shows, and I don't know why I love that so much, but I do.
I mean, I love it too. I mean, and it's mostly because I love Spider-Man so much.
Yeah. And this was like a very epic fight, I feel. I liked how, like, especially once Iron Man started, like, ripping the targeting stuff out, and he was, like, trying to aim with his hand and everything. I loved the intensity of that.
The one shot that sticks out to me from this fight is when Iron Man, like, it's kind of hard to play this in my head, when he blasts up and then, like, nails a huge punch to Ironmonger's armor. Do you remember that at all?
I do remember that one.
All right. That's the scene that sticks out to me the most. And then when Tony flips up that like shield on his arm to like block from like think the suit exploding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, it was the machine gun.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Sorry. Oh yeah, because then he falls and then he falls down into the whatever that was.
The giant arc reactor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that's something I remembered a lot too. And it was kind of like the fight that he had with Thanos was very like much an homage to that fight.
That's true. It was.
Because he had all that. Like, he had the whole jumping, like, knee. Oh, shit. Freaking need my desk. He had that, like, that flying knee kick. He had like the coming down hard punch. He had like the shield that he threw up. like he had all of that, and I really liked that.
Damn, you might have talked this fight up pretty high now.
I don't think it's like up super high.
Well,
I think
it was higher than I thought it was.
Yeah, I think it's definitely below Daredevil and Bullseye for me, but I do kind of put it above Wolverine and Sabretooth.
I would agree with you.
Okay. All right, let's knock out their Fantastic Four fight. So this one is another. So I'm going to mix these two because there was two different fights with Doctor Doom. I feel.
Okay.
Or no, never mind. Don't listen to me. This is
anyway.
Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four versus Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four.
Okay. See, this is how the Fantastic Four should use their powers.
Exactly. Like they use them together to like help each other, and like Mr. Fantastic, his powers actually felt like fantastic,
right?
And
like the part where he just wraps around Doctor Doom, and he's like, "Johnny, supernova."
Yeah, I liked how he was like full body. Like we didn't get that in Fan Four Stick. It was just kind of like he would change his face a little bit.
Like, oh,
and
I can stretch my arms. That's about all I can do is Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. Which I thought was really dumb.
Oh, it was absolutely dumb.
So, yeah, this fight felt very Fantastic Four-like.
It really did. I love this fight so much.
Yeah. It's a good one. Where would you put it, though?
That's the big question. Is it above Captain America versus Red Skull?
Absolutely.
I agree.
I almost, with how fun this fight is to watch, even to this day.
Yeah.
I put it above maybe Doctor Strange and Caecilius.
I would too.
Would you put it above Black Panther and Killmonger?
In my eyes, I actually would. Just because I love this fight so much. I never get tired of watching it.
Same here. Spider-Man versus Vulture?
I might actually.
Me too. The one that I'm gonna probably stop it at is Blade versus Deacon Frost.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So between Blade and Spider-Man versus Vulture.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fight was freaking sweet.
Damn, finally beat Spider-Man versus Vulture for me.
All right, let's go with Venom versus Riot from Venom.
It honestly felt like there was just one Venom. I don't know. Like, they really should have changed the color of them.
Should have. It should have been like a blue or yellow.
Okay, maybe not yellow. I don't know if that really would have worked.
It could have. Maybe. Yeah. This one's a confusing fight for me, honestly.
Seriously, though. And I don't know about you, but like the parts where like it shows like kind of like the Tom Hardy and what's the, do you remember the guy's name that played Riot or like is in the Riot suit?
No.
Kind of like when they're like showing them like in the suits, little too CGI. Doesn't look the greatest.
Yeah, just a tad.
Yeah.
I had a hard time following this one.
I did too. I'm like, wait, which one's which?
Yeah, like I was kind of happy when the fight was over.
Yeah, I was too.
I was like, okay, cool. Now we can actually get to like the good shit.
Yeah.
Because like Venom, like it had a lot of very good action. Like when he was taking on all those guards.
Yes, that was awesome.
That was an amazing fight. It's just when he was facing his villain that it suffered.
Yeah.
I kind of am thinking putting it below Spidey versus the other Goblin from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I'd give you that.
Now, the real question, is it below Hulk versus the Absorbing Man?
No. I don't think it is. Because there is still some redeeming qualities about it. It still is a cool-looking fight, but like you said, you literally can't tell which is which.
Fair enough. Yeah, definitely fair enough. All right, let's see. Let's do another Spidey. Spider-Man versus Venom from Spider-Man 3. This was a pretty cool fight.
It was. I just wish that Venom got a lot more like character development in this movie.
Yeah, same here. I think Topher Grace did really good with what he got.
Did. I did not hate him as Eddie Brock.
My favorite line from him is when Spider-Man breaks the camera and he's like, "What the hell?"
His worst line, just because it's so like cringy, when he's like, my spider sense is tingling, if you know what I'm talking about.
I actually really like that line.
It's so cringy to me. I'm like, why?
Because it's funny. I don't know. Venom's creepy like that.
Yeah, okay, but I don't know. I just don't really like the line.
I dug it for what it was. Like, I think it was supposed to be creepy, but I don't know. I liked it. And I liked how he used like his webs to kind of tie up Spider-Man.
That was cool.
And then he gets like his freaking ass handed to him.
Yeah, with the whole pipe thing.
Which I really liked.
That was really cool.
That was way cool. I
have to admit, like, you gotta give Peter props for thinking of that.
Hell yeah. So this is like, it's not a great fight, but it is one of the better fights.
It is. I just wish it went on for longer.
Yeah, me too. Right now, just like looking at this, I think I might want to put it like below Iron Man versus Ironmonger.
I would as well.
Is it above Wolverine versus Sabretooth?
I actually think it is.
You think it is?
Yeah.
I can give you that. Yeah, yeah. Seeing it, I agree with that. I think that fight was a lot more memorable than the fight with Sabretooth.
Agreed.
And it was like just friggin' sweet. Yeah, I can do that one. All right. So this one we needed a bit of a reminder on. Thor versus Loki. This one wasn't very it's kind of forgettable.
I feel the best parts about this fight are when like Loki's using his like manipulation and like is making Thor think he's here but he's actually there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best part of the fight to me. Other than that, yeah, like it's kind of bland.
Yeah. So I personally put it maybe below Ghost Rider versus Blackheart, but above Captain America and Red Skull.
I would have to agree with you.
Like, I feel like the only thing that this had going for it that was better than both of those fights was the environment.
Yes.
I love like the frozen lightning and how that just kind of bounced off of, like, a lot of that was visual. The actual fighting was lacking.
Agreed.
And I feel like it's just kind of in line. I think we got a lot more fighting than we did with Captain America and Red Skull.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it was also very forgettable. All right, next we got Blade versus Nomak from Blade 2.
Literally, watching this fight, I'm like, this would literally be Jason if he was an alien. Just the way he looked. I don't know why. He looked like Jason Voorhees as an alien.
This was a really cool fight.
It was a very cool fight.
The CGI was very strong in the beginning.
It was.
I felt it kind of had to.
Yeah.
Just because like it was coming down. But once they got into like the hand-to-hand combat, whoever choreographed the Blade movies is freaking God.
I would agree.
Like, I loved their choreography so much. I think I like the choreography better than Black Panther and Killmonger.
I'll give you that.
Okay, do you think it was better than Spider-Man versus Vulture?
Still no.
Serious?
Sorry, man.
Gosh damn it, Rose.
We can rock, paper, scissors for it.
I can give you this one. It's because I'm like how much below Spider-Man versus Vulture?
A tad.
Like if it was like a points, like how many points below?
Maybe like 5 points.
5 points below.
Yeah.
I can agree it being under. I can see it being like maybe 2 points below, but fine.
Get so bitter with this fight. It's pretty funny.
All right, let's do another Wolverine fight. Wolverine versus the Silver Samurai from The Wolverine.
Honestly, the fight on the train was a lot cooler.
It was, but he fought multiple people on that.
That's true.
So that's why I didn't choose that one.
Yeah, but this fight was very forgettable.
It was. Like, the only thing I remember was him getting his claws cut off.
Yeah, that's literally all I remember too.
Yeah, the rest of the fight, that should have been one we refreshed
Yeah,
ourselves on, but I think that just stands to show that this one wasn't great. I actually feel like that's the hard one with Wolverine. He doesn't have very many one-on-one fights.
That's true. He doesn't.
Because I was going to try and find one from Logan, but he doesn't have any.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he fights himself.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He does. Shit.
I can add that one real quick.
Okay.
So keep talking.
I don't know what else to say about this fight.
You're the worst.
I know I am. Yeah, like we've emphasized over and over again, it's a very forgetful fight. I feel it's pretty damn low on the list. It's definitely worse than Wolverine versus Sabretooth.
Oh, yeah.
But how low is it? That is the true question.
Because I think it's with the forgettability of this, I'd say it's below Venom and Riot.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you.
But I feel like it's still above Hulk versus Absorbing Man.
I think it's going to be very hard for that one to be beat.
Yeah, like looking at these, there's not very many that could not beat it. Alright, so I added Logan versus X-24.
Sweet.
So let's just do that one.
All right.
Logan versus X-24 from Logan.
It's a very gruesome fight. Like,
very gruesome fight,
shit.
but oh my gosh, so cool.
Another reason why I was so grateful that Logan was rated R.
Yeah. I might have had a better time watching this, or a more fun time watching this, than Iron Man versus Thanos.
I'd actually have to agree with you.
This was just an epic fight.
It really was.
And we got, technically we got to see Wolverine get his ass kicked and freaking do some ass kicking at the same time. Very there's
true.
Just something about that that's just like, ooh. Is it better than Thor versus Hela, though?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So, that's our new second place right now.
Woo!
All right, let's see. Spider-Man versus the New Goblin from Spider-Man 3.
Considering that this was really... It was him being chased by him. There wasn't really any hand-to-hand combat, it seemed.
So the fight that I think about with this one isn't really Spidey versus New Goblin. It's Peter Parker versus Harry Osborn.
Yeah.
And that fight was pretty freaking brutal.
That was very, very brutal.
And yeah, and especially when like the end of the fight where it ends with him launching a bomb back at Harry. I mean, shit. Like, this was just an intense fight. I'd say it's a little bit better than Daredevil versus Bullseye.
I'd have to agree with you.
But is it better than Doctor Strange versus Caecilius?
I don't know, because, like, the whole, like, just watching them, like, go throughout the city of Harry chasing Peter, I don't know. Because it really is a very cool fight. I really enjoyed it a lot. Just feel really bad for Harry at the end.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking maybe like a tad below.
Doctor Strange and Caecilius?
Yeah.
I can do that. It's a bummer. I don't think, other than like Blade, none of my favorite fights have made the top. Well, we haven't gotten to like my favorite ones yet. All right, Ant-Man versus Yellow Jacket. This fight was freaking awesome.
Bringing in Thomas the Train. Loved that. I love that, like, it did not take, like, place in, like, like a city, like a big landscape. No, it took place on a child's train set. It was just fantastic.
Oh, hell yeah. I really like this one. I had a lot of fun watching this. I don't know if I had as much fun watching this as I did with Fantastic Four versus Doctor Doom.
I didn't.
So maybe below that one?
I would think so.
Is it below Spider-Man versus Vulture, though? Because I think it's above.
I'll give you that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
See, I'm compromising. I'm being nice.
You're being compromising and nice about the ones I don't need you to be.
Yeah, true.
We got like a lot more Spider-Man to do.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, let's do Spidey versus Green Goblin.
Ooh.
From Spider-Man.
Classic. A true classic.
If we got multiple fights with Green Goblin.
That's true, we did.
So there's a lot that we can judge. But I loved the Green Goblin.
Oh, me too. Even though he looked like a Power Ranger. But that was okay, because I think it worked.
It did. It did for the world that they set up.
The final fight I remember the most because of how brutal it was. Like, Green Goblin beats the shit out of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That part where he's about to stab him, and he's like, MJ and I, we're going to have a hell of a time. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, we're going to kill Spider-Man off in the first movie?
Yeah. Dude, that's what I thought, too.
I mean, we were kids, so I feel if we were older and saw it, we would be thinking, they're not going to kill off Spider-Man. There's no way. There's no way that's going to happen.
I have an issue with that way of movie watching. Like, I know, like, yes, if you're watching a movie called Spider-Man, they're not going to kill off Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, my issue is, like, yes, as a viewer, you know what, you can kind of guess how the ending's going to happen, what's going to happen at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I like to, like, dive myself into the world that they build, and I just enjoy the journey.
I do too, but sometimes I'll fully admit, like, like when they talk about, like, oh, they could die, like in Spider-Man 3 when, like, the newscaster is like, this could be the end of Spider-Man, I'm like, could it be, though? Like, I don't really see it happening.
It's the end of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Okay, that's true. Good point. But sometimes, like, when they say stuff like that, it takes me out of, like, the experience that you're talking about, and I hate it. But it does happen.
But you also have to think, that's what they really think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what they want you to think. They're saying
Spider-Man get his ass whooped.
Yeah.
So, and he was getting his, like, face smashed in by Sandman.
True.
Like, that's what they're watching. Like, you hear just ding, ding, and then he's like, yeah, Spider-Man's freaking done.
All right, very good point. Very good point.
Yeah, so, like, that's why I try to, like, dive myself into that world, because, like, I can let things like that go.
Yeah.
I know that they're just being like, oh no, Spider-Man's going to die, if you watch it as, like, not, like, super dived in.
Yeah.
If you're watching it dived in, and you're just, like, imagining yourself as, like, a viewer of New York, you're like, oh shit. Like, we're screwed. So that's what I kind of appreciate.
It's like, Miles, we need you.
Yeah. I really like this fight.
I do too. Yeah, I love
Where
this
are you
fight.
wanting to put it? Because I want it, like, really high.
I do too. I'm the same way, man. Like, do you think, is it better than Thor versus Hela?
I think it is.
I do too, actually.
Okay.
I love this fight.
Yeah, this fight was awesome. Okay, next Spider-Man 1, is Spider-Man versus Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2.
Okay, so are we judging this off the final fight? Or
I judged the Green Goblin fight off of everything.
Okay.
Like every one-on-one fight that they had.
Okay.
So we can do the same with Doc Ock.
Okay.
Every one-on-one fight.
Okay, good, because I don't know, I feel there's not a lot of fighting in the final one. It feels like. But like that, like their fight on the train is just amazing. Their fight on the building when he's trying to save Aunt May.
Holy shit.
Like, oh, they did such a great job with Doc Ock in this movie.
Yeah. I have wanted to watch Spider-Man 2 for like a couple weeks, but I also just want to watch that fight. So I might just Google that fight or YouTube that fight and just watch that, because that's like my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, it's mine as well.
Like I love how they introduce it too. All it is Doc Ock walking into the bank and his arms just come out, grab the freaking bank vault thing, and then he chucks it across the room. And then that's just how the fight starts.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh! And then it ends with like the most badass like thing ever. Like he just rips the controls out and just like, you got a train to catch, and then just bails.
Yep.
I loved that so much.
So great. Oh.
So I actually might put this above Green Goblin.
I would as well. They're both great.
They're amazing.
But I would agree that his Spidey's fights with Doc Ock, I enjoyed a little more than his fights with Green Goblin.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Deadpool versus Ajax. Or Francis.
Let's go with Francis. I like it better.
What are you thinking?
It's not a very memorable fight. I mean, it's still a very cool fight.
I actually remember a lot of this fight. I think it's a very memorable fight.
Okay, good point. You're very good at persuading me.
All I said was, no, it's not memorable. It is memorable. And you're like, oh yeah, I guess.
You're very good at persuading. Just accept it.
Yeah. This one was, I love the choreography on this fight. Like a lot. I don't know where I would put it though.
Okay, is it better than Wolverine versus Sabretooth?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, is it better than Bullseye versus Daredevil?
I'd say it's on par with that one. So I may put it below Spider-Man versus the New Goblin.
Okay.
Or I'll say Peter Parker versus Harry.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, basically.
So I say below Peter Parker versus Harry, but above Daredevil and Bullseye.
I would agree. Definitely.
All right, let's do the other Deadpool one. We got Colossus versus the Juggernaut.
Out of the two, this I think is more memorable because this fight was badass.
Dude, this is the fight every Marvel fan wanted to see.
So
like great. Anyone who's ever read the X-Men or seen the X-Men and know who these two people are wanted to see this fight.
I just love the part when the Juggernaut appears and like Deadpool's just like freaking out. He's like, "Oh my goodness, you're the Juggernaut!" And he's like, "Oh, you're gonna like try to what does he say? Like, oh my goodness, you're about to Juggernaut me, aren't you?" Like shit like that. It's so funny.
Yeah, I love this one. Definitely above Deadpool and Ajax.
Oh, absolutely.
Is it above Peter Parker and Harry?
To me personally, it's not. But that's just because I like their fight a lot better.
Yeah. I actually would put it above them, but definitely below Doctor Strange and Caecilius.
Okay.
Because I feel like the nerd factor can only take it so far.
Good point.
And it was like an amazing fight, but it had a lot of weird shit in it.
Yeah, it did.
Especially with Juggernaut shoving an electric wire up Juggernaut's asshole. Like, that was weird.
Something I definitely did not expect to see.
Yeah. So that's my thing for it.
All right, I'll give you that.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Spidey versus Electro from Spider-Man, or the Amazing Spider-Man 2. This is definitely above his fight with the Green Goblin from that movie.
Yes, definitely. Because the parts in the same like area that they were, like when, Spidey's like trying to catch a web, but Electro keeps electrocuting him nearby. Like the slow-mo shots of that those were pretty damn cool.
Those were awesome. I say it's even better than the Spider-Man versus Lizard fight.
I would agree.
Is it better than Iron Man and Mandarin?
Honestly, it kind of... The one thing that's like what I remember the most, and I think was so cool, was when Electro like is going to electrocute that staircase, and Spidey has to like slow it down and use his spider sense to be able to like web everybody off. I know it's not like really like the fighting aspect, but I think like it added to it, and it looks so cool.
I like that too. I really liked when they like the final battle that they were having, where he's doing the Itsy Bitsy Spider song.
That was cool.
He's like zapping in between and just like coming at him from the side. I really liked that.
That was awesome.
So I think like with fun factor, I say this is like, I say it's above even Captain America and Red Skull. The one I'm having a hard time putting it above is Thor versus Loki.
I wouldn't put it above Thor versus Loki. I still think that is a better fight.
Okay. So we'll put it below Thor versus Loki, but above Captain America and Red Skull. Yes. Cool. We haven't done a Guardians one yet.
That's true, we haven't.
So Guardians versus Ronin.
Dance off.
Dance off.
It's basically what it was, but it was awesome.
Yeah. I really like the different, because I group in like all the things that they try to do, like launching that moon missile at him twice.
That's true.
Even like holding the Power Stone.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was like really cool to watch. And like all those just to come or make up like what Ronin, like just the like the dance battle.
Yeah.
Even leading into that, all of that was, I felt was like really cool.
It really was.
It worked really well, but because we're grading on epicness,
kind of does,
and we're also kind of doing memorability.
It does fall a little short.
It does. Like, you kind of have to remind yourself that he saved the world, or they saved the galaxy with a dance-off.
Yes, yeah.
So, I don't know where I would put it. I think it's maybe above Spider-Man versus Venom, but I don't know if it's above Iron Man versus Ironmonger.
I don't think it is. I think it should be right in between those two.
In the middle?
Yeah.
Cool. And that's from the first Guardians.
Yes.
So there's a couple that we had, but that we decided not to do. One of them was Guardians versus Ego, because not all of the Guardians fought Ego.
Yeah.
And then we also didn't do any Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel didn't really have any one-on-one fight. She didn't have to. She freaking just took out like a shit ton of people and was just like, hey, you're going to leave. And they're like, yeah, we're heading out now. And then the other was just like a training, so I don't really count that as a fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why she's not included, just in case anyone was wondering.
Quick question. In your opinion... Okay, wait, no. Oh, yeah. This is not hero versus hero fights, right? It's just bad guys versus good guys, right?
No. I actually have a couple hero versus hero. There just weren't that many.
Okay, can I run two by you to see if you think they should have been in it really quickly?
Okay.
Captain America versus Iron Man towards the ending of Civil War.
I already have it down.
You did?
Yep.
Okay. Hawkeye versus Black Widow in the first Avengers.
That would actually be a good one. I don't have that one down, though. So I will actually make a note card for it.
Woo!
Any other ones that you had?
No, those were the only two. I'm sorry that I didn't realize you already had the Civil War one written down. My apologies.
Quit apologizing.
Okay, dude, hey,
it's off-putting.
You know me for how long?
Long enough for you to stop apologizing to me.
Well, I feel like you literally tell me to stop apologizing at least once a month and still doing it, so I honestly don't think it's going to happen, bro. Sorry. Damn it, I said it again.
Goodness. Which one did we just do? Guardians versus Ronin. Yep. Okay. So since you brought it up, Black Widow versus Hawkeye from the Avengers.
Kind of a brutal fight, considering that Natasha goes to the extent of just biting Clint because he's about to stab her. Like, damn.
Have you seen that meme though? It's like two master assassins, and then it shows her biting him, and then him pulling her hair.
No, that's pretty funny.
This was a really well choreographed fight.
It was.
I don't think I liked it as much as Blade versus Nomak.
I didn't either.
But I do put it above Black Panther and Killmonger.
I would too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so we found a perfect little home for it. Oh, shit.
I find it funny, though, that, Clint's after, firing an arrow doesn't work, he literally wraps the bow around Black Widow and just smacks her in the face with it.
Dude, that fight was... it went from, master assassin shit to, schoolyard fight real quick.
Yeah, because literally she cheats and just knocks his head into the pipe. Or into the railing.
Yeah. Okay. Next. Iron Man versus Whiplash.
Okay, wait, wasn't this Iron Man and War Machine versus Whiplash? Or are we talking about the scene in Iron Man 2 when it's them on the race track?
Oh, shit. I actually forgot about that. Because I feel like shit.
I mean, we can still do the one on the racetrack instead.
Yeah, we could.
Because that is still a cool fight.
I don't think it's as cool as the one with the War Machine, though.
No, it's not.
It's a 2-on-1, so it's not super. I mean, we did do Guardians.
That's
versus
true.
Ronin.
Okay, so yeah, let's continue to do this.
Okay, so yeah, Iron Man and War Machine versus Whiplash.
Bam.
I think it's definitely better than Iron Man versus Ironmonger.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm somewhere between Doctor Strange and Caecilius and Black Panther and Killmonger.
I would actually put it above Doctor Strange and Caecilius, but not above Black Panther and Killmonger.
I agree. Yeah, the fight was just kind of Whiplash kicking ass until Rhodey and Stark could figure their shit out.
Yeah. What was it? What was the thing that was called that Rhodey pops out of his shoulder and he's like, I'm gonna give... Oh, the ex-wife?
The ex-wife.
They blasts it towards a Whiplash, doesn't do anything. Stark's like, Hammer Tech? Yeah, Hammer Tech.
Dude, I freaking love Rhodey.
I do.
I think he should be our new Iron Man.
I agree, and I think Don Cheadle would be up for it.
He totally should, because he's funny.
Oh yeah, Don Cheadle is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I think he has exactly what Iron Man did, and I think he can pull it off.
Yeah,
because he already has that leadership about him.
Oh yeah, hands down.
So I think he could lead up the next group of Avengers.
Just in my opinion, I don't want him to go with the Iron Patriot suit though from Avengers Endgame because I felt that was a little too bulky.
I liked it.
Really, I did not.
Yeah, I liked it a lot because they did the red eyes and everything.
Okay, that was cool, but I like the original Iron Patriot armor better.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't.
Sorry.
I like the paint job on it.
Just to me, it was too bulky.
Well, War Machine himself is bulky.
Yeah, but this was too bulky.
You're too bulky.
Is that a fat joke?
I don't know. It could have been.
Well, I'm taking it as it, and I'm offended. Asshole.
You'll get over it, bitch.
Sure, I will.
Moving on. This is our last Blade fight. Blade versus Drake. I loved the opening to this fight.
It's pretty great.
He's like, Blade, ready to die? And Blade's just like, I was born ready, mother effer.
That was fantastic.
Oh, shit. This was a pretty good fight.
It was. It didn't rely on CGI until the end.
Yeah, I think it was just when Blade was pushing him through the glass and then he was jumping back. That was very CGI.
Even like the CGI, like when he turns into like, you know, like the monster, it actually looks pretty good.
It does. This isn't like this isn't one that I see myself like remembering very well.
Yeah.
The only reason I know about it, I haven't seen Blade. This is like from Blade Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen Blade Trinity.
Neither have I. I haven't actually seen any of the Blade movies.
Yeah. I would have I went through all of like the old Marvel movies, but there was not a lot of one-on-one fights in like X-Men. That's why they're not really included.
Yeah, that's true. There wasn't.
Like there was a couple, like maybe, I don't know, Storm and Toad, but that one wasn't really a fight.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And then there was like Mystique and like everyone, but she never fought anyone for like a super significant amount of time.
True.
So that's kind of why I didn't include any of the X-Men movies. Anyway, Blade versus Drake. It was good.
Is it better than the other two Blade fights?
I think this is the lowest of them.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, actually.
I don't know where I would put it, though. I definitely wouldn't put it above Black Widow and Hawkeye.
No.
I'd actually maybe put it below Deadpool and Ajax, but above Daredevil and Bullseye.
I can give you that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think it's not as good as Iron Man and Whiplash?
No.
Doctor Strange and Caecilius?
Nope.
Okay, then that might be the perfect home for it.
Bam.
Cool. All right. Who haven't we done in a while? All right. Captain America versus the Winter Soldier.
Ooh, so badass.
So badass. This is like an amazingly choreographed fight.
It
like
really
they had
was.
multiple too.
Yeah. This one's pretty high.
The same. I 100% agree. I actually may put it above Iron Man and Thanos.
I would too, actually.
Would you put it above Logan and X-24?
No.
Neither would I.
That one's too cool of a fight.
Yeah. Like, that fight was just, like, the multiple fights was just brutal.
Yeah, seriously.
Especially, like, with the pocket knife and how, like, Winter Soldier's, like, flipping it in midair and, like, I love that stuff. And then, like, catching the shield.
Oh, can never forget that scene.
Oh, I love everything that Winter Soldier is. And he needs more to do.
He really does.
And I hope he gets that in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I do too. Like that part where he just like slides on the freeway. I'm like, oh, dude, you're so badass.
All right, Thor versus Malekith from Thor: The Dark World.
It's definitely the best part of Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
Besides the relationship between Thor and Loki, that's the only other saving grace of this film.
Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of like difficult to figure out what was going on with all of the transporting.
Seriously though, dude. So much black dust. Like everywhere.
Yeah. I put it maybe below Iron Man and Ironmonger. But I did like it a little bit better than Guardians versus Ronin.
Yeah,
like if I did,
like
if I didn't, it was like
barely.
Barely.
Yeah. I can agree with you there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next, we got Spider-Man versus Sandman from Spider-Man 3.
This was the one that, between all the fights, the one that I remember the most is when they're, Sandman steals from the bank, and he's trying to fight, or not the bank, I'm sorry, the armored truck, and Spider-Man fighting him in that part. Because, like, when he goes to, like, punch him, and he just, like, punches through him, like, his face, like, oh, shit. And then, you know, like, he just gets a fist of sand and just punches him out of the truck. That was awesome.
That was way cool. And I loved, like, the introduction to, like, the black suit.
Yes.
When he's, like, fighting, and he's just, like, tearing him down, and then he gets wet. Like, that fight was just insane. And I love how he's, like, flying around everywhere, and he's, like, hitting his face against the train. Like, that's one of the most memorable fights from that movie.
Yes, I completely agree.
So, obviously, definitely above Spider-Man versus Venom.
Oh, yeah. Hands down.
Above Iron Man and Ironmonger?
I don't know.
I think it's definitely above Thor and Malekith.
Oh, absolutely.
But you don't think it's above Ironmonger?
I don't know. Like, actually, it might be. Just, like, remembering, like, all these scenes. Like, they had some awesome battles.
They did.
I actually would, I think. I would put it above Iron Man versus Ironmonger.
Yeah. I don't know if I would quite put it above Daredevil versus Bullseye, though.
I feel it might be, like, barely under.
Barely under?
Yeah.
I can agree with that. All right, let's see. Let's do another one of my favorites. Hulk versus the Abomination.
This was a great fight.
This was an amazing fight. I had such a good time with this fight.
I did too, so I'm sure this is going to make you happy. This is pretty high on my list.
Oh, it's on mine too. I love, like, not great movie, but amazing fight. And I loved how Hulk started using cars.
That was amazing.
Oh, as freaking boxing gloves?
Yeah.
Holy shit. And then he, like, got, like, super creative with the damn chains and, like, almost ripped Abomination's head off.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I could not have been, like, happier about that fight. I love, like, the way that they charge each other, too.
That was you know, and the CGI actually holds up very well.
It does. It holds up extremely well. I mean, it looks a little rubbery.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, like...
But you can let a lot of that go.
Yeah, like, looking at the Hulk now, it definitely looks a lot better in the MCU. But he still looked pretty good in 2007. Or was it? No, 2008.
2008.
Sorry.
I enjoyed this a lot more than the fight between Captain America and Winter Soldier.
I'd actually have to agree with you.
Would you put it above Logan and X-24?
I actually might.
Because I totally would too.
Yeah, I would just... Like, this fight was just awesome. Like, this is how the Hulk should be.
Exactly. I may even go as far as putting it above Thor and Hela.
I would too, dude. Definitely.
Is it better than Spidey and Green Goblin?
Sorry, no, it's not that.
Okay.
You get
I knew I couldn't get that one. I might try.
You got top 3 so far.
Yeah, I can do top 3. I'm happy with that. All right. Fantastic Four versus the Silver Surfer.
It was kind of... I don't remember. I remember this fight, but I don't remember it as much as, like, when they fought Doctor Doom in the first one.
Exactly. So I think it's definitely below the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom.
Question, though, is it below Fanforstic versus Doctor Doom?
I'd say it is, because I barely remember that fight.
I do too. I would agree.
I'd say it's even, like... I'd say it's lower than Thor and Loki.
I would too.
But I do think it was maybe a little bit better than Spider-Man and Electro.
Yeah.
Alright, now we're getting into the nitty-gritty.
Ooh, top 5 left. Or 5 left.
Captain America versus Thanos. And this one's from Avengers Endgame.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, this, like, cracks the top.
This is top for...
It's better than Spidey versus Doc Ock?
I don't know if it was better than Spidey versus Doc Ock.
Is it better than Spidey versus Green Goblin?
No.
Okay. Is it better than Hulk versus Abomination?
I hate to say it, but yes.
Okay. I'll give you it to third place.
Because that fight, dude. Just the... Like, a lot... I've noticed like with a lot of the fights, it's always the intro to the fight that gets us. The Hulk versus Abomination fight, the intro is them just charging each other.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America versus Thanos, it's Captain America just Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And then, like, same with Green Goblin and Doc Ock, you get an amazing introduction. Like, with Doc Ock, he throws a damn vault door.
Like, he almost kills Aunt May.
Like, a lot.
Yeah.
Next, we got Thor versus the Hulk in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, this fight was awesome.
This fight was so freaking cool.
Was it okay? Let's do this. Was it better than Hulk versus Abomination?
I'd say yes.
I would agree with you. But was it better than... Okay, wait. What's next after that?
Cap versus Thanos.
Oh, yeah. Was it better than Cap versus Thanos? I don't think it was. I'm sorry.
You're the worst.
I'm sorry.
Fine. I guess I'll put it below Cap and Thanos.
Hey, Hulk's up here, Hawkeye's down there. Come on.
Well, Hawkeye didn't face off against very many people other than the Black Widow. At least one-on-one.
Yeah, true.
All right. This is the last Spider-Man one. Spider-Man versus Mysterio. Spider-Man Far From Home.
I loved this fight so much.
Oh my gosh, this was an amazing freaking fight.
Nailed Mysterio's illusions. Like, nailed them.
This might go above Cap and Thanos.
I'd have to agree, dude. I really would. I loved this so much.
Yep, so we have our new... So, wait, but is it better than Spidey and Green Goblin?
I would say no, just because of how, like, great those fights were. Yeah, Mysterio vs. Spider-Man was great. Don't get me wrong. But I feel that Green Goblin and Doc Ock's fights, to me, hold up a little more.
Okay. Well, how many times have you seen Far From Home?
Twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
I've only seen it once. Okay. I can give you that one then. Captain America versus Iron Man from Captain America Civil War.
This fight is still hard to watch.
It is heartbreaking, dude. But it's also... So, I'm not...
It's not at the top for me.
No, it's definitely not at the top for me either. I do think it was better than his fight with Winter Soldier.
I definitely agree.
Is it better than Logan's fight with X-24?
Honestly, to me, I think it was.
I do too. Like, I feel like Logan versus X-24 was just brutal.
Yeah.
But it didn't have very much emotion behind it.
Like, watching them fight, you wanted to start crying.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that fight, like when Tony is like, that's not your shield. My father made that shield. And like, you just see him drop it on the floor. You're like, oh my gosh.
Would you put it above Thor versus Hela? Because this might be as high as I would put it above that fight.
I would put it above Thor versus Hela.
Okay. I wouldn't put it above Hulk versus Abomination.
I wouldn't either. Just because that fight was just so awesome.
Yeah, but not as awesome as this fight.
This was a pretty great fight.
Hulk versus the Hulk Buster. Holy shit. This is my favorite scene from Age of Ultron.
That's fair.
Like, I could watch that for days. I
could
watch that fight. Like, if they were to say, hey, we're releasing a 2-hour movie, just Hulk fighting the Hulk Buster, I would shit my pants. And be first one in freaking line for a ticket.
The best part to me still is when the Hulk's on the ground, Tony just comes down and just smashes him in the face, and Hulk spits out a tooth, and he's just like, I'm sorry.
This fight was fun to watch.
It really was.
Like, I cannot get enough of this. I'm pretty sure I've watched this scene 6 times in a row.
That's completely understandable because they did it so well. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. am going to fight for this to be top spot.
Wait, number 1?
Yeah. I think this fight is
I'm sorry,
way
dude.
better.
I'm not gonna let you have that. You're gonna have you're gonna have to rock paper scissors me for that.
Okay, can we agree it's better than the fight with Green Goblin? You asshole.
I don't know if I can, dude. I'm sorry.
Dude, are you shitting me?
I'll give you it's better than the fight with Mysterio.
Well, yeah.
Hey. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to rock paper scissors me for that if you want it at number 2.
You're not gonna give it me Doc Ock?
Nope.
Are you shitting me, you dick? Fine, I'll rock paper scissors you for number 2.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay.
All right,
ready?
Yes!
Damn it!
Yes.
I'm sorry, Norman.
Oh yes. Dude, you cannot say that fight.
All right. Green Goblin's still in the top 3. At least there's that. Okay. I'm still happy.
Dude, yes, the Spider-Man versus Green Goblin fight was just intense because of just the beating that Spider-Man was taking.
Yeah.
But there was just something about watching the Hulk take on a Hulkbuster. This is a machine designed by Bruce Banner to kick Hulk's ass, and it doesn't work.
Very true. Very true.
Like, even Iron Man's just like, I'm not, like, you could tell he was panicking hard.
Yeah.
And, dude, like, I loved, like, the countermeasures upon countermeasures that they had. He had replacement limbs. He's like, yeah, like, Bruce Banner knew. He's just like, yeah, you're losing one of your arms. And I just love that. Like, I just love how terrible Bruce Banner is at planning against the Hulk. The only thing that ruins this fight for me is that Hulk is like gets his head right again and then gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Like, that's what pisses me off.
That kind of just, it doesn't ruin it, but like the fight definitely does end abruptly.
It does. I would have preferred if Hulk would have looked around, seen everyone panicking, realized that it was his fault, and then like gotten up and jumped away.
That would have been a lot better.
That I would have much preferred that. And then like Black Widow, like that could have been another moment between Hulk and Black Widow, just to kind of like solidify that relationship a little bit better.
Okay.
That's what I would have done.
No,
but I know how to handle Hulk.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, I love that fight. I'm actually going to watch it again after you leave. Okay, cool. Well, that brings us to the end of our episode. I'm not going to go through all of these. What did it say? Top 10?
Yeah, let's do top 10.
Okay. So, in number 1 spot, we got Spider-Man versus Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. Number 2, we got Hulk versus the Hulkbuster from Age of Ultron. In 3rd place, we got Spider-Man versus the Green Goblin from Spider-Man, the first one. In number 4, we got Spider-Man versus Mysterio from Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 5, we got Captain America versus Thanos from Avengers Endgame. In number 6, we got Thor versus Hulk from Thor Ragnarok.
Wait, I thought that was from the first Avengers.
No, Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, duh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we said that the one from Avengers was too short.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up now.
Okay, so... Alright, number 7 is Hulk versus Abomination from The Incredible Hulk. Number 8 is Captain America versus Iron Man from Captain America Civil War. 9 is Thor versus Hela from Thor Ragnarok. And number 10 is Logan versus X-24 from Logan.
I don't know why, but for some reason I totally forgot that Thor versus Hulk scene in Thor Ragnarok. I have no idea.
What?
Yeah,
that was like the main scene.
Yeah, I know, but for some reason I completely forgot about it. My bad.
Well, I'm pretty happy with this.
I am
this
too.
lineup.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any that I disagree with.
I can think of one that I disagree with.
Screw you. I won fair and square,
you
asshole.
did. I know you did.
All right. Well, I think that concludes this episode of the podcast. So, with that, if you like this episode and want to hear more, you can subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, or Spotify. You can check out our content on YouTube. We actually just updated the video that we made where the audio wasn't lined up super great.
Yeah.
So we fixed it. So just so you guys know.
It's pretty superb.
In my opinion. It is. New videos should be headed your way soon. We just need to plan some out. Things are a little crazy this month, but they should be clearing up soon. So
yes,
we'll be good to go. If you want to follow us on social media, we're on Facebook at facebook.com/The Allbros, or we are on Twitter and Instagram, and our handle is @The Allbros. We post quite a bit of stuff. A lot more than we do on Facebook ever.
Yeah. Instagram has kind of become our main focus a little bit.
Yeah, more or less. And if you have something you want us to discuss in the next episode or a movie we should see, be sure to email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com, or you can fill out a form on our website, which is tinyurl.com/theallbros. I believe next week we are going to try and do a breakdown of Dora
and the Lost City of Gold.
So yeah, that's what we're going to shoot for. And yeah, so something we're going to try out. We'll post something on our Instagram and Twitter on, I'd say, Tuesday. So the day after this releases.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and see if we can get a guest on.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to, who's seen the movie, obviously. That's kind of a requirement.
Yeah.
And then we'll break it down together.
Got to show proof as well. You got to take a picture of your ticket. I'm just kidding.
You could probably just say you've seen it and we'll believe you.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to lie about that.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. Have you? No.
Imagine if someone has the Wikipedia page pulled up while they're on our show. It's like, oh yeah, I remember this part. Wait 1 second. Oh yeah, okay, so this happened. Yeah, I remember how funny that scene was.
While they're reading, wait, what? I mean,
I did not see that coming. No, I promise I did.
Yeah, so if you want to be on it, be sure to message us on our social medias, I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
It's okay. It's been a long day for both of us.
Okay. So, with that, this has been the Allbros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
Deuces.
Herbert can't copy me.
Yeah, he can.
Herbert
can do whatever the hell he wants.
Oh, I feel gross.